In a quiet village in Nigeria, where red soil kisses the feet and evening fires tell the stories of old, lived a boy named Chinedu. A university graduate, bright-eyed and full of hope, he returned home after completing his NYSC. The village greeted him with pride and cheer, celebrating him as the one who would bring honor to the family. But months passed, then years, no job came. His father began to grow cold. His mother no longer offered food with the same warmth. His younger sisters, who once looked up to him, now mocked him openly. "Your mates are buying lands for their parents," his father would say. "Look at Emeka," his mother sighed. "He just sent bags of rice in a freezer. What have you brought?" Often, Chinedu went to bed hungry. Not because there was no food in the house, but because he was deliberately left out. Refusing to give up, Chinedu tried everything. He learned carpentry, tailoring, and even welding. He became an Okada rider, navigating dangerous roads just to make a few hundred naira. He carried blocks on construction sites, sold airtime at bus stops, and helped old traders in the market hoping for tips. But nothing stuck. The whispers in the village grew louder. Some said he was cursed, others called him lazy. His own sisters laughed behind his back, calling him man without destiny. Chinedu's heart ached, but his spirit remained stubborn. Still, deep inside, a storm was building. One day, a message changed everything. It was from Kwame, his childhood best friend who had moved to Ghana years ago. Kwame had made it big in electronics business, and he lived a life most villagers only saw in movies. Upon hearing of Chinedu's struggles, Kwame invited him to Ghana. "Come, brother, there's hope here. Let me help you start over." Without looking back, Chinedu left the village. No send forth, no blessings, just a small bag and a tired heart. Ghana was loud, bright, and intoxicating. From the moment Chinedu stepped off the bus, it felt like he had entered a new world. Kwame welcomed him with open arms, took him to fancy bars, high-end lounges, and the company of beautiful women. They ate exotic meals and popped bottles every night. The city had rhythm, and for the first time in years, Chinedu danced to it. For 2 weeks, it felt like a dream. Every painful memory from the village began to fade. But that dream would soon take a sharp, terrifying turn. One evening, in the quiet of Kwame's luxurious apartment, he asked, "Chinedu, what do you really want from life?" Chinedu answered without blinking, "Money, peace, respect. I want everything you have." Kwame looked at him closely and then leaned forward. "To have what I have, you must do what I did, and it's not a small thing." "I'll do anything," Chinedu replied, his voice heavy with desperation. Kwame nodded. "Don't say that too fast." That night, they drove out of the city, far into the forest. There, in a hidden compound, Chinedu was introduced to a secret brotherhood. The leader welcomed him and revealed the price. To be reborn into wealth, a piece of your old world must die. You must sacrifice the one who gave you life. Chinedu froze. "My mother?" "Yes, only then can you be one of us." Chinedu left that night without giving an answer, but his mind was restless. Kwame tried to reason with him. "Wasn't she the one who let you go hungry? The one who watched as your sisters insulted you? You owe them nothing." Days passed. Chinedu saw no way out. He had seen the cult's secret. He couldn't unsee it. They warned that if he backed out, madness would follow. Eventually, with trembling hands and a broken heart, he accepted. That night, far away from home, he said the chants, took the oath, and sealed the ritual with a token of his mother's item, a wrapper she gave him the day he left for university. Back in the village, his mother began to lose her mind. From that day forward, Chinedu's life changed. Money flowed in like water. He opened a successful electronics shop in Accra. He bought cars, wore designer clothes, traveled the world. People called him Young Boss. But news from the village haunted him. His mother now roamed the streets, talking to trees, laughing at the wind. He sent money home, but guilt followed every bank transfer. Despite it all, Chinedu continued to rise. He married a beautiful woman, and soon they had a daughter, his joy and treasure. For a while, he thought he had escaped the shadows of his past. But darkness doesn't forget. On his daughter's 5th birthday, he received a message from the cult. It's time. He was told that the next sacrifice was his daughter. Chinedu broke down. "No, not my child. Take everything else." But the Brotherhood doesn't negotiate. His daughter soon fell ill. Chinedu begged his wife not to take her to the hospital, telling her it was a spiritual attack. But the mother, trusting her instincts, rushed the child to the hospital. She died that night. Chinedu lost his mind. He screamed. He cursed the world. He blamed his wife. But the damage was done, and the curse was incomplete. Then came the haunting. Chinedu couldn't sleep. Every night his daughter's voice echoed through the corners of his mansion. "Daddy, why? Why did you let me die?" No matter how loud the music played or how much he drank, the visions remained. She appeared in mirrors, in his dreams, even in the laughter of other children. His business started to suffer. Clients disappeared. Deals fell through. Employees quit mysteriously, whispering of curses and bad omens. The once vibrant showroom became eerily quiet. Chinedu returned to the cult's leader, his voice desperate. "Please, I did what you asked. Why can't I sleep? Why is she haunting me?" The leader's face remained stone cold. "She should not have been taken to the hospital. The blood was tainted. We cannot help you now." And just like that, Chinedu was alone, trapped in a nightmare of his own making. With nowhere left to turn, Chinedu remembered something his grandmother used to say. "When the spirits won't rest, find the ones who speak to God." One rainy morning he walked into a small church in the outskirts of the city, trembling and tired. There he met Pastor Nathaniel, a humble, soft-spoken man who welcomed him like a long-lost brother. Chinedu poured out his story, every sin, every pain, every choice. For the first time in years he wept. The pastor listened, then placed his hand on his shoulder. "God's mercy is deep, my son, but redemption is not without a journey." They prayed for hours. They fasted for days. Then Pastor Nathaniel took him back to his village, to the very place he had left behind. The village had changed. People stared when Chinedu arrived, not with admiration but suspicion. They had heard rumors. But the one sight that broke him was his mother. She sat under a tree, hair tangled, eyes lost in the wind. She muttered names, sometimes sang lullabies to no one. Pastor Nathaniel knelt beside her and began to pray. Villagers gathered. Chinedu fell on his knees, tears flooding his face. The prayer intensified like thunder clashing with silence. Then suddenly, his mother screamed, clutched her chest and collapsed. For a terrifying moment it was silent. Then, she blinked. She looked around. "Chinedu," she said, her voice soft and clear. The crowd gasped. The entire village rejoiced, but no one more than Chinedu. He hugged his mother tightly as if trying to erase every mistake. He gathered his family, the sisters who mocked him, the father who compared him to others, and begged for forgiveness. To his surprise, they too wept. "We should have prayed for you, not pressured you. We failed you too," his father said, ashamed. Together they rebuilt their home, physically and emotionally. Chinedu abandoned his riches and reopened a small school in the village, using his business experience to teach youth how to create and manage ethical ventures. His story became a parable for generations, a lesson that echoed across lands. Chasing dreams is not wrong, but losing your soul to find them is a tragedy. And so ends the story of the boy who chased dreams and found darkness, only to find light in the very place he once ran from. In every corner of Africa there are Chinedu, young men and women burdened by expectations, drawn to fast solutions. Let this tale be a guide, a mirror, and a warning. No matter how far you stray, the path of redemption is never too far to walk back. Thank you, my people, for journeying with us through this powerful story. If it touched you, don't forget to like, leave a comment sharing what you learned, and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this one. Until next time, stay blessed and stay inspired. Goodbye for now.